What's going on, Rejuvenation? Welcome back to another Shoe Care Academy video. I'm Jonny Bubbles, and today we're doing something a little different. We're not gonna be doing a full cleaning. We're gonna be specializing how to use our new product, Sole Revive, on these Air Jordan 11 Jeters that we bought off eBay, and as you can see, they are extremely yellow. Now, the reason we're not doing a full cleaning is because the owner previously probably tried to clean it up himself and ruined the entire material. However, Vic did say, just try to dry brush it with the medium brush, dry, hit up the entire uppers, and then we'll just move on to cleaning the whole outsole and then applying Sole Revive, so that way you guys can see how you can turn your yellow soles back into icy joints using our Sole Revive. So without further ado, let's get bubbly. Now, for before and after purposes, we're gonna put the left shoe aside and we're only gonna be working on the right shoe. As I mentioned, I'm only gonna dry brush the uppers, so I'm not gonna take out the laces. I am gonna grab our adjustable shoe tree just to help us with that creasing. What size are these? These are size 10. All right, we're gonna take our medium brush here and just dry brush the entire material. All right, guys, I am all done dry brushing the entire shoe to get all that dust off. Now, there are certain sections on this shoe that the material is just cooked. You can see it right here, and it almost looks like it's leather material. In most cases, whenever this happens, the material is damaged, and that can happen due to improper cleaning, whether the shoe was oversaturated or scrubbed with the wrong brush and it was too hard. So what I'm gonna try to do is use our brass brush and see if we're able to bring back some of the fibers and make this nice and soft again. There's no guarantees, but I definitely wanna try it out to see if we can get it nice and soft, like the toe box here. You can see it. And here, it's definitely not happening. So let's try it out. Miguel, plug me with that brass brush, bro. Appreciate you. Now, you wanna be gentle with this brush. It is very, very stiff. So make sure you hit the shoe in multiple directions, let the brush do its thing, and hopefully we can bring back that nap. All right, there you go, guys. After just a couple hits, you see the material is nice and soft again, and I was able to do that with our brass bristle brush. So if you're ever cleaning any suede and you happen to get an area like that that's just super crunchy, definitely try to use the brass brush. It definitely will help it out. I mean, there's a few areas on the shoe, so I'm gonna go ahead and attack the rest of the shoe that needs a little bit of assistance. And then if it does fade any color, like you can kind of see that it's not as vibrant blue as it should be, at the end of the video, we'll hit it with some ink oil and bring some of that color back. I think I am done using the brass brush, guys. Go ahead and check out the material. As I mentioned, it is nice and soft, and we're gonna be using the ink oil after the Sole Revive process is completed to bring back some of that color. But overall, I am super satisfied with using the dry brush to get off all the dust, and then the brass brush to bring back that nice and plush material. So make sure you guys go and pick up a brass brush at rejuvenated.com. Click the link in the description below and use my promo code to save 10% off at rejuvenated.com. Don't miss out. But now it's time to move on to the good stuff, the outsole. We're gonna clean it with our stiff bristle brush, dry it off, and then we're gonna tape off all these little pods here so that way we don't lose any traction, and then apply Sole Revive evenly with a nice little brush here. So let's get into that now. There you go, guys. I am done cleaning the entire outsole. Now, unfortunately, during the cleaning process, I left the shoe upside down too long so Miguel can get his shots. And unfortunately, water dripped up onto the suede. So be careful if you are doing this to a shoe with suede or nubuck material that could potentially bleed. Be careful with that. Hopefully it dries properly. I did pat it dry a little bit, but there is a chance I might get some water spots. However, if that does happen, I'll just re-clean the entire shoe over again and hopefully get rid of those. But now it's time for the Sole Revive application, guys. For this, you're gonna need some gloves. Highly recommend you guys wearing gloves all the time, mandatory whenever dealing with Sole Revive. And if you need to, wear some protective eye goggles to protect your eyes because you don't want it to get in either of your eyes or on your skin. If it does happen to happen, just rinse it off with water and just monitor it. If it gets on your hands, you'll get a little bit of skin burn. It's not that big of an issue. If it gets in your eyes, flush it out, and of course, seek medical attention if you need be. But with that being said, we got our Soul Revive, and of course, we include a brush with every single Soul Revive order. So that's a little handy tool that you get. Now, one thing we don't supply you with is shrink wrap. Now, I'm using Vic's handy dandy shrink wrap machine here, so shout out to Vic for that. Pick one up. This is super helpful for pulling that shrink wrap and you don't gotta get it all tangled up. So you're gonna need shrink wrap, Soul Revive, brush, and of course, an indoor light setup, or you can use the sun as well. But if it's not sunny where you're at, we'll show you the Vic 2000, which is a new machine that we got set up. Shout out to Vic. Vic, have they seen the Vic 2000 yet?
I featured it in my last video.
Oh, so you guys might have seen it already. Vic 2000 is a serious machine.
Not for kids.
Kind of like the Nimbus 2000 from Harry Potter. Only a few of us can afford it. Those who have it, special. So let's get into the application process. What I always like to say is use a little bit rather than use a lot, because you can always apply more. When you apply too much, it's really hard to take it off. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you just apply light coats and you brush it with the brush. Also, if you would like to, you can tape off these little pod areas here with tape, masking tape, and then cut it out with an X-Acto knife so that way you don't lose traction on these areas here. Now, we typically would do that. However, Vic said he used the last of his masking tape and we want to get this video done, so we're just gonna go forward with it, right, Miguel?
Gotta do it.
Vic said it was okay to do it. Plus, we're not gonna do nothing with the shoe anyways. It's probably gonna get donated or given away to somebody because that's what we do here at Rejuvenated. So let's go ahead and apply it. Now, where you guys want to start, it's really up to you. I like to go from the middle and just apply just little light layers, just like this. Take your brush, just brush it in. Now you want to make sure you don't get any on the carbon fiber here, and of course you don't want to get any on the midsole. Also, you want to be careful not to go too high up on this toe cap here because it can drip into the suede. So just make sure you're careful with that, guys. Now, as I apply Soul Revive, let's talk about the shoe for a bit. Now, if you watch the channel for a while, you know I'm not the biggest fan of 11s. However, for some odd reason, I really like this Jeter 11 low. Now, Vic, I asked you just a second ago, what are your thoughts on it? And what'd you say?
They're whack.
Now, tell me why you think they're whack.
I just don't like them. I don't have to explain myself to you, Johnny.
You have to tell me why you don't like them, Vic.
I just don't like them. I don't like the all suede uppers. The soles get really yellow over time. They never stay fresh. And I just don't like them.
Miguel Street, what are your thoughts on these 11s?
I wish they were high top.
High top.
Actually, high top might make them sick.
Nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't just switch and say, oh, that shoe's, I hate that shoe. And then be like, Miguel's like, hey, yo, on a high top, that thing will be fire. Yeah, yo. But I'd like to know your guys' thoughts. How do you feel about the 11 low Jeter? You guys like it? Do you not like it? Are your shoes this yellow? If so, are you gonna pick up some Soul Revive? I hope you do. Use my promo code in the description below. It's that easy. But let's go ahead and continue adding Soul Revive to these outsoles. All right, guys, go ahead and check it out. This is one application of Soul Revive on the entire outsole. I'm gonna go ahead and apply one more application, and what that's gonna allow it to do is allow the Soul Revive to stay moist and not dry up as fast, because what happens is when it dries up, you're gonna have to reapply it, and hopefully it continues to do the same thing and deoxidizes the shoe. However, we wanna make sure that the shoe is under the UV rays as long as possible to get the best results. So I'm gonna add another application and then we'll shrink wrap it and we'll put it in the Vic 2000. There you go, guys. I am all done applying the second coat to the entire outsole. Now, real quick tip, as you've seen, I held the shoe in my hand the entire time, and that's because there are chances of the Soul Revive getting on the mat here, and you don't want that to get on the uppers. So I'm gonna move this over, put this on the table. Now it's time for us to get our plastic wrap here. As I mentioned, shout out to Victor for loaning us his little handy dandy tool here, which allows us to easily rip it and apply it to the shoe. Now, Victor, how many inches would you say you want to cover the shoe?
I like to rip a big piece so it wraps around the whole shoe.
Rip a big piece so it wraps around the whole shoe.
Right about there.
We're gonna take it here. We're just gonna place it right over. Bam.
Like a pro.
Ooh. Now you don't wanna pull it because what's gonna happen is Sole Revive can be on the plastic wrap and that can cause it to get onto the midsole or on the uppers. So I like to just close it up. And there you go. And what this plastic wrap is gonna allow us to do is gonna allow the Sole Revive to stay moist, which is gonna help remove that yellowing. So it's time to go over to the Vic 2000, put it under the UV lights, and we'll see you guys in a few days. Let's go. Now it's time to put the shoe inside of the Vic 2000. What this consists of is pretty much a grow box, plus we got UV lights that are 1500 watts. We have 3 of them in there, I believe. Now you don't have to go as crazy as us. We have it this setup because we actually take in shoes from our online cleaning service, and we also take in shoes here at Many Worlds where people can drop off their shoes to get unyellowed. So that's why we have this set up here. However, you can use one light, you can use a 600 watt UV ray light, or you can use the sun, whatever you guys have accessible to yourself, you can go ahead and do that. Now, the amount of sessions that you're gonna have to do is gonna depend on how yellow the shoe is. For us, since we have 3 lights in here, hopefully we can get it done within like a week or so. Sometimes it's literally 24 hours and other times it might take a full month. So we'll see how many days it's actually gonna take us to get this from this yellow to hopefully an icy blue. Let's go ahead and open this up. We already have some shoes in there. Let's set this here. All right, guys, we are back. It's been 4 days since we left these cooking in the Vic 2000. And as you can see, there's been some slight improvements. Mainly right here in the center portion, it's a lot lighter. The entire shoe overall is lighter, of course, but it's not the result that we want. So when dealing with a project like this and the outsole is this yellow, it's gonna take time to cook. Sometimes it takes a week, sometimes it takes a month. I've seen Vic work on projects where he literally had to take off the entire outsole and just leave the outsole in there day in and day out forever. So just be mindful of that. Depending on how yellow the shoe is, it's gonna take some time. So the next step, I'm gonna remove all this saran wrap, clean the shoe, and then reapply Sole Revive, and we'll put it back in the cooker, and we'll see you guys in just a second. All right, guys, we are back. It's actually been 2 weeks since I started this project. Now, the reason it's been so long is because myself, Miguel Street behind the lens, and Vic Almighty went to Chicago and filmed a fire episode of Hot Kicks and Hot Sauce, which probably by the time this video comes out, should have already been out. If not, coming soon. That is our new series where we rock hot kicks and eat some of the hottest sauces. But let's get back to the shoe, guys. As you can see, Sole Revive did its thing, brought these bad boys back to the milky whiteness that they originally were. Now the last step into finishing this shoe is using our mink oil. Now the shoe did lose a little bit of color when I used a dry brush to clean it off. So we're gonna use this to bring some of that color back. And then we got a prototype horsehair brush here that we're gonna be releasing here soon to go ahead and brush in that mink oil. So what you wanna do is anytime you apply mink oil, be outside or in a well-ventilated area, shake it up, and then spray about 6 to 8 inches away from the shoe, get a nice light coat. Now we're gonna get the horsehair brush and brush it in. Yo, Miguel, peep, this is what we call the two-face. When you get the suede sole buttery, check it out. Ridiculous. I quit, I'm retired. That's gonna go to wrap it up for today's video, guys. Just to recap, we used the dry suede kit on the entire uppers to clean it up. We then followed up with cleaning the midsole and outsole with the essential kit. Then we went ahead and used our product Sole Revive to remove the yellowing, and let me just show you guys the results. You ready for this? Bam! Yes, you see it here, Sole Revive in full effect. Now we did have it under the lights, which we call the Vic 2000. Shout out to Victor for that one. For about a week, guys. Like I said, we went to Chicago, so I had the Many Worlds team reapply some Sole Revive and then put it back under the lights. But I am definitely happy with the results. You already know the Jordan 11 Jeter already came with like a milky outsole, so it's not gonna be completely blue or translucent. So I am very, very satisfied with the results. Now moving on to the mink oil, guys. You already know this pair, crunchy suede. You see it? It's crunchy. Nobody likes that. Then we bring it over to this one, reset the nap, hit it with mink oil, and you look, buttery, buttery, and buttery. They didn't even come out the factory this buttery, guys. And that was all done with using the mink oil and our prototype horsehair brush that will be coming hopefully in the next couple months. That's gonna go to wrap it up for today's video, guys. If you liked it, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I'm Jonny Bubbles, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.